Students. They're so. Yeah, they're so like energized. That's me, yeah, those two students that was planning on going through it over the weekend. I don't feel very mindset. But whenever you wanna make sure you get a chance to look. Yeah, yeah. So I also wanna make sure like the MCB is gonna just roll. There's a lot of. Yeah, yeah. I like this, yeah. Thank you for sending me that. Yes, oh, well, you don't fight on my way. It's yeah. Decent fun. Yeah, I'm trying to shoot down on the way to so. Okay. Yeah. The heart rate, yeah, so it's the hospital, heart rate. My house here, I'll study, so I even at one of my. Catches up, it's like very. You have to have like something to show. Already started to check on that. Second year. So. Yeah, I have time. Then they also need. You've been talking about all this. So I'm not that. It's always saying that. Good evening, all. Good evening, all. Officer now start. Thank you. See, Monique, special. Call the meeting of the executive board and the Manhattan Community Board now in order. It's at 6:47. A motion to adopt the agenda would be in order at this time. So moved. A second. Second. And motion to adopt the minutes within the necessary correct. So moved. Everyone in favor of both of those? Any? Aye. Nobody abstaining, no objections to that. Hearing none, we'll move forward. Okay, We've had a good week so far. There's a lot going on. We'll talk about that. And we have a couple of great presentations this evening. The first one being from MTA, update on the 137th Street City College subway station. And my great friend Alberto Rodon. But there he is.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thanks for having me. I'm going to share my screen momentarily. I'm excited to be here to discuss the upgrades that are happening at 137th Street. The community's definitely been very patient with us, and I'm here to give some good updates. So just a quick overview. You may be aware of the project scope. Just to remind everyone, the project is 2 one-stop elevators providing access from between the street and the mezzanine. We also relocated some new ADA compliant stairs with railings. We raised the ADA boarding areas on the platforms.
Alberto, can you give us a little more volume, please?
Sure. I apologize.
It's not you.
A lot of noise on this side.
All right. So can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So the project scope, just reminding everyone, it includes 2 one-stop elevators from the street to the mezzanine, the relocation of 2 staircases that you might have seen already, one of them on the northbound side. We raised the platform boarding areas so that they can be ADA compliant to get folks onto the onto the subway train, but also some sidewalk and curb improvements. Here's an overview of the project area. You might be very familiar with this scenario. We have the elevator on the northbound side already present. You might have seen that recently. The staircase as well. The southbound side, we do have some work ongoing, and we look forward to getting that over the finish line soon. Here we have the Uptown elevator. It's currently in the testing phase. We're hoping to get this online and operation by the end of this month. The staircase, as everyone knows, opened almost a year ago, it feels like. And that platform, that staircase really alleviated a lot of the congestion that folks dealt with for some time. So appreciate the patience on that. But there are 2 improvements on the northbound side. I'm here with my project team. Medhat, would you talk about the elevator quickly in terms of when we can have that online? Medhat?
Yes, Alberto. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Medhat Abdallah. I'm from the PMC, or the project management team for 137th Street. Very happy to be here with you. Thank you so much for having me. As far as the the northbound elevator, as Alberto said, we're shooting to place this in service and give it back to the community by end of this month. For the southbound, is going to be the elevator 520. That's what we call it on the transit side. Will be placed in service end of September of this year. We will have also an expanded or modified sidewalk around the elevator, along with the stair next to the elevator to bring down to the southbound. Currently, we are placing, let's say, the concrete for the ceiling on the walls for that mezzanine area. It's an extension that we're adding to the station so it can house the new elevator. So we will have, let's say, more real estate added to the transit. This will help out with the, let's say, the riders movement or the riders flow from the elevator to the mezzanine, then from the mezzanine, of course, to the platform. Yeah, this picture, it shows the control area from inside. It's really exciting for all of us that we reached this level. I'm not sure if everybody is aware, we had some of the, let's say, the utility relocation that we had to be very delicate and careful not to interrupt the service for any of the tenants or any of the community. So it was a little bit, like a surgery that we had to be very careful in doing this. The good news is that we finished all that relocation. We were able to build that extension and the elevator.
Great. Yes, thank you. So this is what we have now, and this is a rendering of what it will look like once that work is completed. So this is the downtown mezzanine, future elevator and staircase, and within the station. Some more pictures here. We have two pictures. On the left is the expanded fare array. This is on the northbound side. We returned 2 turnstiles. So more of that bottlenecking has since decreased. And on the right-hand side, we have the downtown stair construction that Ahmed had alluded to. That's currently ongoing. Here we have a picture of the pedestrian median that's getting refurbished and returned shortly to the community. And the right-hand side, we've expanded the sidewalk tremendously, including a pedestrian bump to kind of calm traffic and have some safety for our bus customers as they wait for the bus. The timeline at this point, we're continuing to coordinate with agencies that we need to talk with, DOT, among others, and we look to be done in September 2026. Here's our contact information, but if you know my information, you can reach out Walter as well. Anytime, I'm here to help. And with that said, we open the floor for the questions.
Great, thank you. Great presentation. Question?
Yeah, Walter. This is 137th Street, right?
Correct.
He said is it 2 elevators? Isn't it just one the train level and the street level? He said one to the mezzanine and one to the street. I thought it was just one. Is it 2 elevators on each side?
No, there's one on each side. So this station,
okay.
yeah, this station isn't stacked. So for example, the 81st Street and 96th Street on the B and C, those are stacked stations. So that's one elevator. But,
Yes.
but
Yes.
these are different platforms. So we need 2.
Yes. Okay.
David?
Yeah, I didn't quite understand what an ADA compliance staircase is.
You hear the question, Alberto?
Yeah, Mehdi, could you go over what is considered an ADA staircase?
Yeah, so for the staircase, there are requirements for the ADA accessibility code as far as the height of the steps. So when you climb a stair, it has to have a certain height maximum so people can be able to climb it or take it. So the riser or the height of the step, each step has to be consistent and in a certain height. And the depth of the step also has to be in a certain depth. And also the handrails, it has to be set on a certain elevation or height. So someone walking will be able to hold that handrail. So it's not meant to, let's say, a wheelchair person to use it, but it's meant for the people that walking on their stairs, that this is how we turn it to a ADA standard compliance.
Okay, I think I understand.
Yes.
Any other questions for MTA? Okay. Great. Thank you both for your presentation. We look forward to the completion of this project on both sides. And keep us updated.
We'll do, and we'll welcome you to the ribbon cutting once that's official. We'd love to have you and the rest of the board there.
I was gonna ask about the ribbon cutting. We'd love to be there. I have a question.
Yeah.
I take that train every day uptown, downtown, and there's a smell, like a stench in the train. Will there be some kind of a ventilation?
For that station?
Yeah.
Manhattan, are you aware of that?
No, it's not part of this scope. The scope strictly focus on the ADA, which is the elevators and the platform. That's part of our project, yes.
Yeah. So Yutha, what I'll do is I'll talk to our station environment team and have them take a look and see if we can see what the source of the smell is and see if we can fix that.
Okay, and there's some safety issues too, but I know that's Transit District 3. I'll take that up with them in another time.
Great.
All right.
Thanks again.
Hanging out and doing those things.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Alberto.
We're gonna go back, do a quick roll call. I think I know most spaces, but for the record, do it properly.
Yes, here we go. April's excused, correct?
Yes.
All right. Joyce Adelume. Present. Walter Alexander.
Pete.
Cameron. Bob.
Present.
Felipe Castillo. Present. Bijan DePino. Okay, good. Victor Edwards.
Present.
John Martin Green. Present. Michael Gross.
Present.
Okay, Monique Harding Cordero, President Lupita Henry. Present. Chris Johnson.
Present.
Christina Marie Lopez. Tina Lumley. Here. Deirdre McIntosh Brown. Solomon Prophet.
Present.
David Ratner.
Here.
Mateen Sarsi.
Present.
And that's everyone at the moment, and we are definitely at quorum.
So our next presentation is discussion on renovations project at 27 Hamilton Terrace. Given by the architects for that property. Thank you for coming. I was on the call your last time, the presentation. Let's see what you have.
Sounds good. Hi, everybody. I don't know if to look at the screen for you guys over here. Thinking about my sharing my screen now. My name is Dionisio Cortez. I'm with Reform Architecture. Our office is right over the river in the Bronx and South Bronx. We're doing a project for the client.
You wanna come up front?
Sure.
Yeah. Bring the chips, all right?
We're doing a renovation for who's gonna be a new community member, Raymond C. Short, over at 27 Hamilton. The presentation that we are doing is it mostly is focused on the back elevation of the facade. There's gonna be very little work on the front, which is really mostly gonna clean up some of the exposed conduits that are currently there. But as I go through the presentation, you'll guys see. I'll make this very quick. I'm gonna skip a lot of the sort of technical stuff. I can easily go back if you have any questions about that, but I'll kind of mostly focus on the big picture items. So here we go. So the location is 27 Hamilton Terrace. It is part of the Hamilton Heights Historic District. Property owner is Ray C. Short. This exterior scope is, as I mentioned, going to be mostly focused on the back facade, and it consists of a second floor sort of deck and an enlargement to some of the windows. It's also going to include a few lighting fixtures and a staircase, that accessory staircase, spiral staircase. We are modifying the bulkhead, the stair bulkhead a little bit, because we're relocating some of the stairs to add a new elevator on the interior. But actually, it's going to end up being smaller because we're reducing the number of steps to the roof. So it's actually shrinking by a tiny bit. On the interior, it's basically a gut reno. We're doing new kitchens and a new interior stair, as I mentioned, and that elevator. And this project has already been started, has already been filed with landmarks. We're going through them mostly with the interiors. They're going to kind of approve that at staff level. Right now, we're just presenting what needs to be presented to the hearing, public hearing. Here's some quick maps of the historic district. The area that is important to note is part of the reason why the back facade is visible is because there's a height difference between Hamilton's Terrace and St. Nicholas. So right around here is a kind of a 20-30 foot drop. So the rough elevation is going from 90 feet to 60 feet, which is why you can see a little bit of that back facade. Here's a little section to kind of illustrate that a little bit more. The buildings in front are only one story, which is also why you can see sort of our renovation a little bit more. This is the front elevation, just for reference. The only things that we're doing to it is focused mostly on the interior. We're doing a new door and relocating some of the fixtures down here and cleaning up some of the wires. But our understanding from our preservationist is that that can be approved at staff level. And here's the scope of work for the rear facade. We're planning on opening up around 13 foot in the back to allow for sliding doors. And then proposing to put a metal deck that extends around 5 feet at that level, and then actually reducing the size of the ground floor sliding doors. 7 foot and 6.
So the existing's on the left,
Existing is on the left and the proposed is on the right.
right, so you're going from those two windows to sliding doors?
That's correct.
And how many stories is the building itself?
It's 4 stories.
4 stories.
Yeah,
And the bulkhead is gonna be reduced from what I'm seeing.
yeah, exactly. I think it was, here I can zoom in, it was from 55.9 to, it's going to 54.9, so it's gonna be reduced about a foot.
So,
So you'll see, we have some illustrations
Okay.
that show you how you'll see less of it. Here is a kind of a more close-up of those 2 lower floors, the second floor and the ground floor.
yeah.
This is the area that we're opening up, that we're turning into sliding doors. And then we're actually gonna match, and reduce the lower side a little bit, going from 10 feet to 7'6" for the opening on the bottom. And then you'll see the new metal deck and, accessory stairs there. Here's a quick little plan. We're gonna extend it out 5 feet, and the deck itself is around 16'4". And then just a quick framing plan. It's mostly gonna be metal decking, anchored to the existing, and then we're gonna have 3 posts. 1 on each end and 1 on the center.
What's there now, that space where that's gonna be nothing?
Right now, there's like a backyard, but there's nothing at that current area.
Is there specific height from the ground to the deck? Or is it
It's
suspended?
the whole story, so you'll see, let me go back here. So you'll see basically, in reality, you'll see the posts right here.
Do you have?
It's about 10 feet, it's about 10 feet.
So do you have a mouse point to?
Not really, but I can, you should be able to see my drawing, right?
Yes.
Right, so there'll be 1 post here. Here, and there'll be 1 post.
Those red thing?
Yeah. That's
Oh,
what I was
okay.
thinking, so.
So those are the posts and above it is gonna be the deck.
The deck, exactly. It's about 10
Extending off
foot.
the back.
Exactly, yeah.
Is this for one family?
This is a 1 family.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's where you get it.
And then the spiral staircase is coming from the deck down into the back. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, so
So that
that's this right here. So the 5 foot, 5 foot's right there, yeah, and here's the spiral. All right, here's some just technical details, we're making sure that the rail guard height is 42 inches per code, and we're gonna just anchor to the existing masonry wall. That's what that transition detail is.
Is there an outdoor space?
There is about, I think like 35 feet or 40 feet backyard. There should be a site plan. Yeah. I would say, yeah, like about 20 feet, about 20 feet from here to here. This area, so you'll see a little. That's what it'll look like.
20 feet back, 14 wide.
Yeah, exactly. Or 17, I think the lot is 17 wide. Okay. And then here are some of the materials we're planning on using. We're gonna try to keep it kind of neutral. We are gonna add some stone lintels to match the existing that were there on both of the openings. And then we're planning on using just like natural aluminum color for the door frames. It kind of just stays, it will match the existing windows above as well. And then this is kind of a temporary light fixture. I think where the client might want something a little less old looking. But we are planning on having 4, 2 on each floor. And then for the deck, it's just sort of aluminum, black aluminum, painted aluminum. Nothing too crazy. Here's just the specification of what we're planning on using. It's called TimberTech. They provide both the decking material as well as framing. So we just have to put it together, but all of the pieces, they manufacture. And then same for the stair, we're gonna go with Paragon stairs, and it's very similar, they have all the components to it, and then we just put it together on site. Sort of something, so it's pretty simple, stuff. And, here's a picture of the back, facade. The existing's on the left and the proposed is on the right. And so as you can see, we're maintaining the same sort of look of the existing lintels, stone lintels. We'll use this opportunity to kind of paint and clean up the full facade. So it just looks all nice. And also, you know, all these conduits we're planning on hiding and just.
When is the work estimated to be completed?
Still have to go through a few, through the hearing agency, with the official, public hearing at Landmarks. Once we go through that, then I think we'll be ready for approval maybe by the end of May. And then construction is probably gonna take 6 to 8 months,
This is a one-family house,
the one family.
and what's the going price on this now?
Oh, I haven't read elevators.
This is it's gonna be affordable, right?
That's a question for your new community member.
How many feet is the deck from the building itself?
It'll be extending out 5 feet.
Oh.
So yeah, it's not a lot, it's just to.
Okay.
Have coffee.
Can I just ask the picture on the right, is that a real picture or is that like a?
It's an illustration, so we call it a rendering.
But it doesn't have those columns that you had.
Oh, yeah, it's just so you see the clarity of it. It'll eventually have the columns. Yeah, it's just we didn't want it to obstruct.
So will be 3 columns
There'll be 3 columns, that's right. Yep. Yeah, there'll be
from the
one,
deck down to the ground.
yeah, there will be one here, there'll be one here, there'll be one.
So the family won't fall. In terms of
The
the,
family won't fall.
in terms of the sight lines from below. That picture on the right, where do you see? Where do
So
you
that's,
start to see?
you'll see some of the next slides will address that question.
This is for the Edwards family, right?
Friends, who are you using again?
We will try to use, well, we're trying to use local sources, sort of local materials. And as much recyclable materials as possible is the goal, yeah. So here's the historical photos. This is the photos from the 1940. What it looked like before, before it was just exposed bricks. And then at some point in the 80s, it got covered in stucco and painted. And then this is the current view right now. Where you see sort of up to the second floor, you actually don't see the ground floor.
So if you're on St.
It's up there.
Nicholas looking up to.
Exactly.
So the middle view, right, so we're looking this picture from St. Nicholas Avenue up to Hamilton Terrace. And the building in the middle should be Home School of the Arts, right, just to give you perspective of what that is.
So it's only visible like around 20-30 feet of St. Nicholas. The rest of the
Right.
the block is block.
You'll see that deck, right?
You'll see a little bit of it. Here's you'll see the railing. So during the winter, this is the existing, and this is the proposed. So you'll see for sure the new opening, the new sliding doors, and you'll see a little bit of the railing there.
That's it.
Yeah.
What's the distance from St. Nicholas to that building, you know, offhand? Line of
It's
sight.
like, I would say, like around 140 feet, 150 feet, yeah.
Okay,
And then during the summer, with the foliage, you'll still see it, but a little less of it. And then so all bulkhead, since you don't, it's not, the changes to the bulkhead are not, don't expect to use too much. But this is what's there now. Proposing is the new bulkhead's gonna stay pretty much in the same location. We're just gonna enlarge it towards the back and add a few more condensing units. In a kind of wood screening. That's what this plan illustrates. Here's again, the reduction of the current, of the new, from the existing to the new. Here's a section of it. It's going from 9 feet to 8 feet. And then here we did the mock-up of where the new condensers are gonna be. And you do not see them from, the Hamilton Terrace street, so those won't be visible. And here are some of the materials. We're gonna keep everything kind of white and clean, nothing too bright or loud. Just planning on aluminum cladding for the siding, metal coping for the edges, and then the roof screening. We're either thinking about doing white or natural wood to cover the condensers. And then this is sort of the existing bulkhead. And then this is what the proposed is. So it's gonna be just a little bit smaller. And that red dashed line is outlining the existing bulkhead. So not a lot of change from the St. Nicholas Street.
Thank you.
And that is it.
Question.
We have. Thank you guys for listening.
Okay.
Was this presented to landmarks to landmarks committee? Or,
Yes.
okay, so they passed on it, that's why it's,
No.
no, they didn't pass.
We didn't have a quorum at the time, so we couldn't really come to an ultimate decision. So for next steps, I'll write a letter of support and we'll vote on it. At general board.
Okay, so that's the issue here,
Right.
whether we're gonna support to landmarks.
Right.
Yeah, so their hearing is on May 5th, which is why we need to present here because our next landmark meeting will be after.
So we will take a vote, since we didn't have quorum at the committee, I asked the architects to come in and present to us. We will take our vote here, and then the next step will be general board. Yes.
Okay, Joyce?
Is anyone against it? Let's see if we can.
No, we're gonna vote. Okay,
Walt?
Yes.
I want to be clear.
Cameron?
Question. In favor?
Yes?
Yes.
Felipe?
Yes.
Victor?
Yes.
John Martin?
Yes.
Michael Gross?
Yes.
Monique? Yes. Laquita? Yes. Chris?
Yes.
Christina?
Yes.
Tina?
Yes.
Deidre?
Yes.
Solomon?
Yeah.
David? Mateen?
Yes.
Okay, well, looks like it's unanimous. And guys said, it's really sick.
How many guys is supposed to be a vote?
Oh, okay, I believe 15, but I'll count. Sixteen. Yeah. You're welcome. Okay.
So move forward to general boards. Thank you. Thank you both.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on, next. item is chair's reports in your packet. I'll go through it quickly. The first item I covered was a street code naming for Jenny Benitez, who had a marvelous garden on Riverside Park for years. And did a lot of cleanup down in the area from 145th to 135th. I was there with several board members and the former board members, family was there. Produced vegetables and other things that people actually ate in the community, and she donated to the pantry. So it was well attended and well deserved, so that was definitely a highlight. Also, several of us attended a retirement celebration for Curtis Archer from Harlem Community Development Corp last Friday the 27th. Retiring, but I'm sure he'll still be active in the community, you know, and Curtis, what I do. It was really good to see people coming out for him. 620 West 153rd, we're still working on pushing back on that. As you know, that building is 14 stories higher than it should have been. Yes, 14 stories, not one or two, 14 stories. It's an eyesore to the community, so we're pushing back. David and myself will be down at the Board of Standards of Appeal on Tuesday, 14th. To raise this again. And two reasons for that. One is for some type of compensation for the community, and the other is so it doesn't happen again. Why in our community did it happen? What happened to the inspector who was on this job? And how do we prevent it going forward? That from where I'm sitting in that case. Okay, so that's the. Thank you, Dave, for the brief. Took me a while, I had to use the dictionary to read it, but thesaurus and everything, I wrote that.
I used a dictionary to write.
Well, no, thank you so much. Great work, great. Manhattanville Houses, the TA president called the meeting. Earlier this week, I sat in on it, they had some construction issues going on, as you know, that's going through the PAC RAD program. In most buildings, elevators are out, one elevator is out. And then if the other elevator breaks down for residents, people are walking, balconies are closed. People complain they were putting in new windows during some very cold weather rather than waiting till it warmed up. So all those things were addressed to the management company and developer. Also on the management side, several people spoke about or relate to us about getting eviction notices. Some of those eviction notices go back prior to the PAC. Some are recent, not recertified. Now, they've transitioned from section 9 to section 8. You have to recertify with section 8, something that a lot of residents are not used to. And so it became a surprise to some people. I think I mentioned before, I sat in with a resident about a month or two ago, went through this. And killed 12 months rent at $3,000 a month because the rent went up to maximum for that apartment, but she didn't recertify and didn't sign her lease. So we kind of straightened it out. But it's a different, thing altogether. You're used to one thing and now section 8 is totally different. I say in some terms stricter. I spent a lot of time in court with housing, and I know when section 8 people came before the judge, they were a lot stricter than they were with public housing section 9. Give another couple of months, Mr. Evans, I'll get it done. Section 8 is like, you need the money, gotta pay 2 months or leave, so kind of work with that. 3333 Legionnaires disease, they're still cleaning there. The next step will be doing individual testing in the apartments again, the water system to make sure all the Legionella is out. So that's going along well.
Thank you so much.
All right. They send me a briefing each week. The owners of the building let me know what's going on. And I've been in contact with some of the resident leaders there as well. So that's going well. 1727, as noted, still being pushed back by the board and people outside the board, former board members, just community members in general. Not to, once again, not to set a bad precedent. My thing was oversaturation, just knowing what's in the area and living very close to that. Some people kind of stepped away from that and just said, we could do more with the property. We could upzone and have more truly affordable housing in that building, which I totally agree with. And, just make it, you know, a better place to live. They could do more, they could bring back Heritage Health, they could bring the optometrist and the dentist back. And, you know, have what we had there before, and served a lot of people with it, so. That's moving along, I'm thankful for the people outside the board. Pushing this along as well. Yesterday evening, myself and Deidre sat in on a Zoom meeting, presentation from. On ICE, what to do if ICE stops you, what your rights are, knowing your rights, things of that nature. I gathered a lot of information I'm gonna have put up on our website so people will know. It was all virtual, which I understood, because gathering people sometimes. People get knowledge of that and say, I'm not gonna sell, right, certainly be a seller. So it was good, great information though, great information. So. Hopefully we could do another one of those, get more people involved. We had about 27 people to show. Quite a few agencies, so agencies, somebody didn't know about, so that was good. And lastly, health fair this Saturday. Health committee putting on this great health fair coming up. If you got the flyers, 160, not 106. But everyone here knows what a North Academic Building is, but just for other people. Speaking to someone, it's 160 Condon, not 106. And we'll put notices at 106 telling them to go to. So it's moving along. It looks like some great. We're gonna have the health commissioner there. Read his background, really great. Borough president will be there as well, said he's coming. And so the health is wealth, as they say. And as I don't want to get in my soapbox too early, but as things are cut back, funds are cut back in this country, it often affects this community more so than others. They say if the country gets a cold, this community gets the flu. And that's what it's going to amount to. Vaccines, things that we often can't afford, and other communities as well can't afford. It hurts us a lot here. So. This is a good thing and we'll keep pushing forward. Thank you for that.
All right. I heard a rumor today that the petition to change the street name for April Tyler was denied. Is that so? Or is there an update on that? Someone at the conference today, somebody at the Sharpton conference said that they heard it was denied. I know it was on petitions to change his name,
Right.
but I haven't heard anything since then. So this person today.
I
didn't know it was submitted.
Oh.
Yeah. Everything's.
See, little birds, you know, but that's floating, so I guess
Okay.
people probably didn't the
I'll
same thing.
ask.
Yeah.
Didn't come to us.
Okay.
As far as I know, Sigmund was still collecting.
Well, I didn't know, I just heard it was denied. I mean, this guy didn't know anything since we mentioned it.
Right.
So I didn't know what the status it was. I knew it was still collecting signatures and stuff.
That's the last thing,
But that's-
something thing, so we'll check.
Okay,
and see.
nothing to my knowledge is formal.
okay.
Alrighty, that's my report. On to the treasurer's report.
Hi, good evening, everyone. The treasurer's report is in your packet. There have been no changes for this month. We haven't, no expenditures for this month as of yet. I just want to extend a sincere thanks to Ms. Yutha, our Chair Victor, all committee co-chairs, and our community residents for your participation and attendance at our public hearing, where we review the comments for fiscal FY 27 for the preliminary budget. I want to say that we carefully considered all the feedback received and are encouraged by the support that was expressed for many of our requests, particularly in housing, parks, and landmarks. And for those items that agencies supported but were not able to accommodate at the time, we asked the co-chairs just contact and follow up with those agencies that responded. And that's it, so thank you.
So that went in, correct? I mean, that's the done deal and stuff.
So were the denials based on budget deficit? Or has
Well,
no
that I
no
don't
correlation?
know. So that's, I
don't
can't say that, but for
Okay.
those on the green sheets that you have, there's some
Okay.
things that you can still reach out. Because agencies said they support it, but they could not accommodate, so just
Okay.
follow up, and if we need to contact whether our electives or whatever that may be, we'll do that.
So there are some comments that are needed from some committees based on, I mean, besides. Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we can still, so there's a.
Right, that's what I wanted to be clear about, that we, because we were having that discussion
Yeah.
out. If we could still.
Okay.
Reach out to your agencies, that's contact.
And as a follow-up, I did ask for assistance on how to do this because I'm not familiar with the process. So hopefully, if I, don't get it right this year, I'll get it correct next year, that you'll put it rather than try to come from under. So you can give me a suggestion. Who's who?
I'm just,
Okay.
no, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so maybe there's a session I could get online, or person I can sit down with to
The
go.
borough president's office, we'll look into it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
District manager report.
Good evening. In addition to my report, I received some information. A neglected 7.5 acre of Riverside Park will undergo a 3.25 million 3-year restoration project. It's being led by the Riverside Park Conservancy in partnership with MIC Parks and Natural Areas Conservancy, funded by Tree Bed LLC. The initiative aims to rehabilitate a degraded forest area between West 143rd and 153rd Street. Key improvements will include clearing debris, stabilizing slopes, planting native trees and shrubs to boost ecological health and climate resilience. The site has long suffered environmental damage due to nearby infrastructure like the Henry Hudson Parkway train tracks and the Wasteway Water Facility. Officials say the project will not only restore the ecosystem, but also reconnect the surrounding community to green space. Volunteer opportunities and public programming will be part of the effort. A kickoff event is scheduled for April the 18th at Riverside Playground. I don't have a time. I'll be sending out an email to follow. I was just giving you an update. Also, the New York State Census Partnership is urging us to act now to secure funding for Census 2030. The New York State leaders are currently negotiating funding for Census 2030 as part of the state budget due this month. There is strong legislative support for increased investment. The Senate proposes 30 million to establish a dedicated state census office. The Assembly proposes to combine 23 million, 3 million for the office, 20 million in community grants. Both proposals are in major improvement over the governor's initial 3 million allocation. A 30 million investment is crucial to ensure New York is fully prepared for the Census 2030. Adequate funding will support statewide outreach and education efforts, strengthen partnerships with local governments and community-based organizations, ensure effective participation in the LUCA program, the only opportunity to review and correct census address lists. This is the only opportunity. An accurate census count directly impacts federal funding allocations, political representation, planning, and resource distribution across communities. Now is the key moment. Budget negotiations are ongoing and decisions are being finalized. We need to urge the governor, the Senate, and Assembly to align on the full 30 million funding level. Stakeholders and community like ourselves are encouraged to contact state leaders immediately to enforce this priority. Also, applications are now open for commercial revitalization grants from the New York City Department of SBS, Small Business Services, to support New York City neighborhoods. There are many programs available, including merchant organizing grants, Business Improvement District bid development grants, Small Business Improvement District bid development grants, and public realm grants. For further information and learn about the grants and deadlines, I have a website. I just wanted to note that I'll be sending out an email on this tomorrow too, with all the information on how to apply and the deadlines. And last but not least, events. Jackie Robinson Park is hosting a park resource fair. CB9 will be tabling this event. Oh, excuse me, the LPP committee is seeking volunteers to help at event. Christina, is it the 11th or the 18th of April?
The event is on the 18th
18th.
from 12 to 4, but ideally I need confirmations by tomorrow because we should send in a form with your name.
So if anyone is interested, please see Christina or myself tonight. Thank you.
What's the hours again?
12 to 4. And the weather's warming up, so it looks like it'll be great weather. I will be, not at that event, but I will be tabling at Columbia's Community Day. So I'll be looking for volunteers as that approaches also. So CB9 will be involved in a lot of events that are upcoming, and we'll be hosting events. And we've been working hard on the senior resource fair, which I'm sure Walter will give an update later on. And that concludes my. June 6th. And that's a great event, by the way. June 6th. Oh, I thought you said.
Yes.
Sure.
Will someone be tabling for community board 9 on the 14th at Jack around the clock?
On the 18th. This is the 18th, not the 14th. That's what we're looking for volunteers to help out. We will be tabling.
You'll be tabling.
Yeah. And we have, I also should mention that we have giveaways now. We have lanyards. We're looking to have stress balls. So we'll be giving stuff out at the event, advertising or branding CB9. We also have a step and repeat. It's a backdrop advertising our QR code to our website as well as our logo.
Because the reason I was asking was because we're going to be there as well, tabling. So if no
In
one,
which capacity as,
my other hat.
that's what I was asking, your other hat, okay. So CB9 will be there also. Mhm.
So which capacity you gonna be there and your other half, Joyce?
That's why I asked, because she has a lot of hats.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, next up, anything from the 125th Street bid?
Nothing to report.
Has Barbara returned?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you guys gave her a call.
Monique, I have a question. I was over there, that's like the central part of Harlem, the state office building. Now, I don't know what I don't know what the plans are. You said that they're not gonna put those benches back. But I was by the statue one day last week, and these guys were filming, so there was a guy next to me here, a woman here. They went past us with the film thing. So the guy next to me was kind of upset. He thought they were filming. I said, excuse me, and they came back. Are you filming us? He says, no, we'll go to the statue. I said, where are you from? They were from Columbia, the country Columbia. This is I don't understand why they're not, that plaza really needs to be upgraded, not to mention the bathroom, but that's another story. But the plaza should be, the plazas downtown, they have chairs and stuff. That's like, the people who come to Harlem, this is the Mecca. This is where people want to sit down. They got the Studio Museum of Harlem. They got a couple of vendors out there. This is where people want to congregate. Now I understand that people talk about the kids. There are a couple of times that I've sat down there, the high school kids, I think that they're little rambunctious, but they weren't violent. They wasn't knocking anything down. They weren't fighting. They weren't disrupting anybody. So if they had something to engage them as well. But it could be an art center. Yes.
So, two things, Walt, I think you mentioned it last time we convened. And as soon as I heard that, whatever event I went to, I saw Senator Cordell Claire. And I mentioned it to her and I asked what's going on.
Mhm.
The plaza is being renovated, the benches have been removed.
No
timeline, what's the timeline to get the repairs done and to bring the benches back? Cause not having benches there is not acceptable. She said she was aware And she didn't give me a firm answer in terms of a date, but she said she was going to work on bringing the benches back, because she understood the importance of having them there. I mentioned the same thing to Assembly Member, Wright, that, that's a concern. So I mentioned it to those two, representatives, just to let them know that we were concerned.
It's a good place that
So-
can really, they can do a lot more with the space.
I mean, if they're making renovations to improve it and make it more engaging, that's one thing, so. They are supposed to be doing renovation, but I didn't get a timeline or get anything more,
Okay,
but go ahead, Marita.
I think we should make a formal request. Period, because every part of West Harlem, East Harlem, says all have to use that area, and it should be proper for all. And we should make a formal request. They can't say they didn't know we were upset.
Okay.
It occurs to me. So I'm thinking of which committee would we be making, UST,
Make it from the general board, because
Thank you.
it's all inclusive.
thank you. And CC the governor.
Because every committee has something to do in that space,
Right.
so let's just make
Yeah,
it one
thank
big,
you.
long area and get it done.
all right, very good. I'm sorry, does somebody else say something that I cut someone off? So, was it?
It has just occurred to me as I pass by there regularly, that a reason that they might have removed and not replaced the benches may have to do with the same rationale that CCNY is using, having closed off the plaza at the neck because of homeless encampments that have been setting up there, and they gated it off. And that's city
I've
council.
never seen homeless folks over in that plaza, not laying down and stuff. They might be sitting there, but not
You haven't been
being
out
disruptive. I just walk past. I mean, I'm not, I'm there regularly, but still. I'm like, I would take up the mantle with that already. I swear I would love to write something, because it really, I'm for it.
And I think that all the local
Right.
precincts ought to be involved in after hours.
That'd be amazing.
Because if they're out there when they're not seeing this, because they think it's fine.
Right, that's right.
So we need to say to, you guys need to go on the 11 PM shift, not that 8 PM.
Great, good idea.
Thank you. No problem.
All right, committee reports. Starting with letter A, arts and culture.
I'll do that on April sixth, this past Monday. Pierre Voltaire presented details about a community service event at Hancock Park.
I don't hear.
Yeah, sorry. Barely hearing you, so.
Pierre Voltaire presented details about a community service event at Hancock Park scheduled for this Saturday from 11 to 2, which will include activities such as weeding, planting, and art workshops for families with a focus on intergenerational exchange and community pride. Alethea Brown discussed her upcoming artwork exhibit at Aaron Davis Hall. Well, it's not upcoming, it runs from March 17th through June 30th, with a poetry performance on April 21st from 6:30 to 8:30. She explained how her burlap art series evolved from family stories such as Grandmother's Farm in South Carolina, and detail from monthly art workshops at the Children's Art Carnival, where she teaches adults and seniors. Melissa Molinaire presented her Creative and Unbothered program, which is an 8-week school pilot program using art for self-awareness and confidence building in junior high school students. She also wants to know if we know of any other schools that would like to have the program. I suggested that she present at youth education and libraries.
Martin Collins, the Uptown Art Show Coordinator, announced a call for art and upcoming exhibition Women of the Heights. The West Harlem Arts Alliance shared updates, events, including a technical assistant workshop in collaboration with Northern Manhattan Arts Alliance, featuring artist Tom Sanford and Jackie Robinson Day Art Festival on April 18th. Also, there is going to be the subcommittee for youth of arts and culture, along with youth education, along with along with youth education and libraries, is presenting a youth Harlem Youth Performance Showcase on May 16th from 7 to 9. It's at the Robert Frederick Smith Center for the Performing Arts at Riverbank State Park. There are 10 groups performing and various age groups and ranging from stompers to gospel singers. And it should be a fun event, come and support, and there's flyers over on the desk, and if you need any further information, please see me. That's it. Any questions?
I just have an addendum. I've been reaching out to the people for the Hamilton Theater. First two things I sent out, I got no response. The last one I sent out, it came back. The guy, he must have changed his email or blah. I was over there waiting for the bus the other day. I looked, there's nothing going on over there. I don't know what's happening. So maybe they dropped the project or so I think I'm gonna have to reach out with a phone call, because I mean, I'm not getting any type of. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Dan, come on. Yeah, that's a good idea. I would talk to him anyway.
Yeah, it's been quiet. I
Yeah,
was over at the Jazz Museum there on 29th. And the director for that was saying the same thing, saying nothing going. But check with Dan, just to see what's happening. Thanks. Okay, next up. Oh, let's see, canvas.
So we had our meeting at the end of March, 2 weeks ago, and most of it was spent engaging with residents, particularly from our block association on 147th Street, expressing concerns about the establishment of a legal dispensary on St. Nicholas Avenue. We brought that up before at another meeting, but they didn't get a chance to participate in that initial discussion. And so it was quite rambunctious, let's say, the discussion. And you know, there was a follow-up in terms of a letter sent, I guess, to our office, this stating their disagreement with the establishment of the dispensary. Even though we had the manager come in and talk and engage and try to address concerns, and you know, and the concerns, we understood the concerns, particularly that dispensary is next to a entrance for the subway, which is in demand. And so a lot of people tend to congregate downstairs in that area and what have you. That was one area of concern, and just concern about just people hanging out there in front of this legal dispensary. And we assured them that, you know, the way legal dispensaries operate, there is no loitering outside. And that's a part of their mandate. People can't hang out, they can't buy product, they hang out there in front of the establishment. So, you know, there you go. So, you know, we took in the comments. I guess we should still probably write some sort of note and send it to OCM, expressing that there is a concern about having the dispensary where it is now. But that was one thing. And then I know that OCM and youth, I didn't even know that this was happening in terms of the art stuff, so I have to follow up with you, but OCM
takes the money from these legal dispensaries and reinvest it into a grant fund, and I think I've mentioned that multiple times. So, local CBOs that provide services to young people and young adults, are able to apply for a grant. And that grant is supposed to be used to support either youth seeking housing, training, and there was one other area, and so, the deadline for applying for that grant is in May, if I'm not mistaken. And so we've been trying to just every month get that information out, encourage people to participate in trainings so that they can be eligible for that. That's one of the benefits of the legal dispensary, taxes, secured from, you know, selling product is supposed to be reinvested back in the community. So I think those are pretty much the highlights. And we had a great presentation from a young lady who owns a dispensary, a young woman of color who talked about her trials and tribulations, since March is a Women's History Month. And so we listened to that presentation, and we had another presentation as well, by a young lady, talking about services to our youth, LGBTQ. Did I get all the letters? John?
Plus.
Plus.
You got a few.
So she came, she presented and talked about the services they offer you, our youth here in Harlem. So that was really joyous, and that information is in your packet. And I think that's it. You can read the report. And if you have questions, you can ask. If not, we'll keep it moving.
Great, we'll keep it moving.
Okay.
Economic development.
Yeah, really quick, we met on Tuesday. We got a really terrific presentation.
It's great to hear. We didn't see now, but I have to say this. We're gonna be meeting this month, sorry. There's a new dispensary being established. It's gonna be established right off 125th in Amsterdam, near the Dunkin' Donuts. So we're going to be holding our meeting this month. And our goal, of course, this time is to get information out to the local block association so that people don't feel that we're operating, you know, like our own entity. Because we want community members to be involved. So on April the 23rd, which is a Thursday, we're gonna be meeting here. And I'm putting out flyers to let the nearby neighborhoods that might be impacted by the establishment of the dispensary know that this is the dispensary wants to be established, and people will have opportunity to come ask questions and state concerns, and that's it. So I wanted to make sure I state that.
A flyer needs to be prepared.
Yes.
So that one goes from Handville, one goes to the other one. So
I'm on it.
Okay.
I'm on it. So we're gonna be
responsible to get it and that's it.
So we're gonna make sure that the thereby housing projects and any other block associations are notified so that they can come and we can have a thoughtful discussion. So I wanted to make sure I said that.
Real quick,
Yes.
do you hold your meetings sometimes virtual, or do you, when you hold it in person, is it virtual as well?
I mean, there's a virtual option,
Okay.
so yeah, we do hybrid,
Alright.
but we encourage the people who,
Yeah, we should make all.
yeah, you actually should. I agree. You should be involved. You were at one time, so we look forward to having you come and join us. So thank you. We'll make sure you get the information.
And it's also important, Joyce, to recognize the people you're dealing with. And you can't do that when they're off on there, but you know, it's very important when you're passing and you know you're talking to.
Right. We encourage
Yeah.
the dispensary owners to come in person
Yes.
and to meet with us. So,
All right.
sorry. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, we got a really good presentation on Tuesday from the Hamilton Heights Business Alliance. For Jennifer, she gave like a really comprehensive view of a survey that they did of the district's business needs and sort of consumer needs. And had like a really in-depth survey of just like things that they're dealing with that are making it harder to run their businesses, services that they may need. Yeah, on the consumer end too, talked a lot about like what they want more of from their neighborhood as far as like small businesses, any kind of business really. So that was terrific. And then we passed a resolution in support of the Hudson River Community Sailing Programming. They're a really great nonprofit that does nautical activities generally, but mostly like sailing instruction to like young children. And you know, it's sort of somewhere like 6th grade through 12th grade or even younger than that. They have been operating for the most part at Dykeman Marina. Dykeman Marina is closing, so they are trying to set up programming and working with EDC to do so in the West Harlem Piers. And so, yeah, the resolution will be just in support of them being able to do so. Other things we talked about this at past meetings, I think, but we set up a sort of partnership with a clinic at Columbia Law School, which works to support small businesses throughout the city with just like legal consultations, legal advice, helping them incorporate with like lease contracts, things like that. Trying to get as many MCB9 businesses involved in that clinic. Have a sort of special flyer and form that folks who run businesses in the district can fill out to get the clinic services.
Has that started?
Yeah, so we've sent that flyer out to like WHDC, Hamilton Heights Business Alliance, a bunch of other orgs. Youth has sent it out to the Community Board 9 listserv as well. So
She's on our email.
so we sent it out to I think as many places as possible.
Okay, good.
It ends in, it ends with the school year, so it'll be over in May, fortunately, but it does pick back up in September and run until December. So it won't operate in the spring of next year, but we'll have a full semester starting in the fall to have the clinic available for folks. Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much. All righty, seniors.
Hello, before I start, my former co-chair Vanessa Kaufman Eastman told me to tell everybody hi and she misses all of you. Second of all, we just recapped on what we I have 2 apologies. One of them, I'll never say again. I am not working alone. I'm working with a good body of folks. That was one. Number 2, on the minutes, I forgot to put honorable on somebody who's sitting here, and we won't do that'll never happen again. All right, moving right along. We want to finalize our flyer. We've got some commitments already. I took the letter to, because I was at Manners, and I just happened to have it in my bag, so I gave it. He wasn't there, but I left it with the staff. I saw Teresa at the event today, so she's handing it out to another. So I sent the 2 invitation letters and the save the date flyer out to all the committee members. So we gotta get the flyer finalized on the
It did finalize it.
Okay, good. So by next week, and when I present, we're at the general board, I can speak to the committee, to the community at large about the event. It's always been a good, a good event. Looking forward to another good event. We're gonna be on the budget too, because we got, we won't be anywhere. It's another story. But I finalized the entertainment portion. We got some good speakers. We had some repeat speakers. Everybody wants the table. We only get 10 tables. I am not going to I'd be grateful for what you get. But it would be nice if we could get a couple more tables maybe next year. Because everybody wants the table. They want to come in and have, put them in the table.
It's the space.
I know, but
And they share tables like?
yeah, they do. When the health committee got big, they got extra space, But we are not going to listen. I'm not going to beggars can't be choosy. Thank you for what you've given us, because it's a lot more, and we can accommodate a lot more folks. So it's looking to be a great. I hope to see you all there. I would like to get a student. Who is it? What's her name? Darn it. she said she would like to, I'd like to establish a mailing list. And the best way to do that is do it with the computer.
Corteo.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if they have, she said she might be overwhelmed, so I thought maybe a student, if we can get a student volunteer, just to our login addresses as they come in. So we can establish, when we were at George Bruce, it was always 50, 75 people there. COVID lost a lot of our folks, a lot of folks even passed away, so the mailing list we have now is not really active. So I'll let you reassess, so we can send out information, we really have to bring our numbers up. We're supposed to advocate for the community, but we don't have no community members there. It's.
Start having the meetings at.
Well, no, the only thing with George Bruce is we
No,
have.
senior centers.
No, we were just gonna go to, yeah, but we couldn't do it this year, so we working on the event. But come September, I maybe think about maybe moving back to George Bruce. I have to take a vote from our community.
Where do you meet now?
Right here.
Right here.
Right here, you know, so I mean, but you wanna reach the community, we're not really reaching out to the community. I'm gonna be going to the senior centers with flyers. So to get that, to engage them as well, but I really would like to have them come in, and I need to hear what they got to say, good, bad, and indifferent. We're supposed to be senior action, we have to have something to act on, okay?
While you're going there, speak to whomever to find out who you could coordinate with for hosting a
Oh,
meeting.
that's it. I got a few of them, but I wanna, we did that when I had Aurelis with me, and I wish I had an Hispanic person, this small, the Hispanic population, that's
Right.
sense to us.
Thank you, Walt.
We're right along.
LPP.
Right, we met last Wednesday, and as discussed here, we saw the Hamilton Terrace presentation from Reform. There were no major concerns at our meeting, we just didn't have the quorum. Prior to their presentation, we had provided them with like the signage they proposed. And they did do that, but they didn't receive any feedback from neighbors as well, just wanted to put that out there. And then in terms of park announcements and community updates, it seems like every park has an event on April 18th. So you all know about the Jackie Robinson Day tabling, which feel free to reach out to me if you'd like to volunteer with us there. And then I also wanted to shout out one that we have a flyer for in our packet, which is the Harlem Walk and Talk, which is from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And some of the partners include We Act for Environmental Development and the Workers for Parks, which are all doing really interesting things in the area. Riverside Park Conservancy, Stephanie Caban, presented. She's actually the one that shared about this event. And they also have another West Harlem Forest restoration project going on, which kicks off on the 18th, which the Riverside Park goats will be there as a kickoff. Karen Asner shared from Friends of St. Nicholas Park, and she announced the funding for the renovation of the 133rd Street Playground, which is part of the Mayor's Community Parks Initiative. She also gave a shout out to the former co-chairs for helping parks to lift up this project and advocate for it. NYC Parks, Historic Harlem Parks, Tapashi Noreen presented and shared more about summer internships and seasonal positions with the Parks Department that are currently up. I'll also rewind a sec. Savannah Bailey McLean presented from the West Harlem Art Fund. The Harlem Art Gardens are coming back, I believe May 2nd. And what she shared, it's really exciting, so looking forward to that. And just some more community updates. We had a discussion about signage at Riverside Park. Particularly the Mead, Riverbank State Park area concerned with bike riders and off-leash dogs. So, Stephanie Caban and Gary Rossman will be our points of contact to follow up on that. And we also had a discussion about Morningside Park and caved-in mats around 118th Street, which will follow up with Stephen Cunningham from Parks. And those are our meetings now.
Great. Housing.
Right on, so we meet next week.
Oh.
The biggest two updates, because we already spoke on 620 West 53rd and 7027. We'll have the New York City Housing Authority present. And that took a little push, but
When is that next week?
next week, yes.
Okay.
And this is to specifically look at the rat pack at the three developments in the district. Capital needs for grant houses, which currently is close to $1 billion. And then the third is to introduce the new neighborhood service coordinator who currently sits at grant. They're kind of like service coordinators in the sense of like their job, their new roles is to work with the community and the residents associations. So it gives us a chance to kind of create a network there. And yeah, so that'll be the three topics. Sent out an invitation to the grant association. Still need to reach out. And I have Veronica, but I don't have the other board members, so I might have to look up. And then same with because they're now converted, I have no information. Audubon, I don't know if there's well, I know Manhattan Rehab, I could talk to the president there.
Okay.
And then the second one, for anyone who might have been following the news recently, one agenda item that's been on repeatedly with us, I've spoken to the owner. This is for 4 Hancock Place, currently known as the Faison Firehouse. And so I was in talks with the owner. I kind of stepped back from it because he told me there would be discussions with Reverend Mel Sharpton, and now we see that they're going to be moving into that firehouse. So
that announced today?
it's a yes. So
last from the New York Times.
Yeah, and on television, I think this past weekend.
And someone at the conference today donated an extra $100,000 toward the project, to the renovation.
Are they renting or they're buying?
No, they're buying, I think they're buying the building, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's probably, is it, I swear you performed there one time, is it still based on, so owns it?
George Fagan.
Yes, yeah, yes, sold.
Right. Charter in the national.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're only there.
so what I think is gonna most likely happen is part of the reason why Mr. Faison wanted to get rid of the property is because it has a deed restriction. It's actually 2 properties in one. But there's a deed restriction that says that you can't do something to one building because it affects the other. So you can make an addition, but I can't knock down the building that exists on Fort Hancock to build one building altogether. Particularly because the firehouse is this was built like over 100 years ago during the City Beautiful initiative. So part of it, I guess the rationale was to preserve the facade for the most part. But I think we could work with that, and I think we can get to, the solution.
And they are going to be looking to expand.
Oh, yeah.
For the national.
Yeah, is it currently 3 floors or 2? I know it's 2.
Three,
Oh, 3 floors?
if I recall.
Yeah.
I'm curious if they were. Yeah. 2. Yeah.
The top floor is the living quarters.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not thinking, yeah, that's the private piece. Yeah, I wasn't thinking, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's everything I have. David, did I miss anything?
No, pictures full of
Happens. Strategic planning, Chris, anything?
We meet on the 21st.
Okay.
Okay.
I got it listed.
Okay. Thank you, and, Cameron and I will take over some part of this. We had a quorum, and generally we do have a quorum, but in-house we had, at least 6 or 7. We had a quorum in that, Cameron had to be on Zoom, but he was with us. Let's see what else we had, we were able to adjourn at 8:26, that's another thing. But anyway, the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene was not there. But we are in touch with Pauline, and I just want people to know that she was extremely helpful in garnering Commissioner Dr. Alistair Martin to be at the event and be interviewed. We'll do it in an interview format this Saturday at the Public Health Forum. So I want to make special reference to her. And then we had Common Threads, which is an organization designed to help women who have, in particular, who have been abused. And they have a project, an art project that deals with making quilts and having the quilts tell the story for them. And we talked about how that was popularized among African American women and during slavery and post that time. It was happy kind of way of gathering together. In Common Threads, it can be, but it's primarily more commiserated. I don't know if Kevin wants to add anything right now, and I'll just look at the situation.
Yeah, I mean, Common Threads is like a trauma-informed therapy organization that uses like thread work to help folks who are, survivors of domestic and interpersonal violence, talk through their narratives through weaving closely together. So that is like that. But yeah, and so and We All Really Matter, also Form is like another organization that does sort of similar work around interpersonal violence and support systems for communities. So they both presented to us about some of the work that they did. And mentioned I think it's coming up in May. I think they have an event where some of the participants are going to be presenting the quilts and the tapestries that they made as a part of the work. And so you can send out they send the link to us, we can send that out. And then the third organization was, yeah, what else did we have? We had
the lupus.
Yeah, so Kimmy has a lupus awareness program that they run. So, a lot of folks aren't aware that Black women are just more likely to get, lupus and other sort of autoimmune diseases in that variety. So this like awareness program, they have a couple of events coming up. And so we invited them to come out to our health fair. They also wanted to collaborate with us on like using some of the kiosks, yeah, the totem poles I can call use some of the kiosks to communicate the messaging, and then we also had a representative from CMS talk about, briefly about some of the, introduce yourself and talk about some of the program. So everybody got an invite to the
And actually, we call it a public health forum, because we're in this case, 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, and we thought it was a great opportunity, especially since so much on the national level is impacting us locally. And we need to have a discussion here on public policy related to public health equity. So that's actually our overall theme, and I just want people to know that is, we have about 7 panelists. The entire community committee worked as hard as they could on it. And I think it's going to end up being very nice. We want all of you to come. I think an e-blast has gone out. I hope another one will go out on tomorrow. I know that West Harlem Development Corporation is gonna send out one tomorrow and tomorrow. And then West Harlem Arts Alliance sent out one the other day. So whoever can send out the e-blast, we appreciate it. The youth workshops has been spearheaded by Wendy Millette, one of the recipients of the West Harlem Development Corporation grants. And she and Dr. Judy Gomez have worked together and have a tremendous program on young people and what they're facing. And it's entitled Let's Talk, What's on Your Mind. That's gonna run concurrent to other workshops. I don't know if it'll be a QR code, but we'll have a link, which seems to be easier to to the brochure, which will be available on Saturday. Morning prior to these bills. So please come out, thank you all.
Okay, you have a flyer for the event Saturday?
They're all up
Okay.
there, they've been
They've been
up there. For
All
a couple
right,
months.
moving on.
Thanks, Walter.
You guys met?
We got on the 26th, the St. John LGBTQ Task Force. And had
Okay.
an important conversations about gaps in resources and services for queer youth in West Harlem. And began strategizing ways and means of beginning to fill some of those gaps and with initiatives like mixers and the like. And scheduled an important presentation from the Ali Forney Center, which is a queer youth service provider, from Nadia Swanson, who delivered what we understand was a very robust presentation to the cannabis task force. So moving forward, we're going to put up signs so that when the cannabis and SGLGBTQ task force meets on the same night, then our presenters will know where they need to be. And we have promises from Ali Ford and Miss Swanson and from someone at the Health and Hospitals Corporation's Pride Center making presentations to us this month.
And John Martin, can you do with E-Class to your group because we have a segment on our sexual health. And some of that will be discussed along the LGBTQ line. And Dr. Judith Gomez is really highly focused on that in the youth workshops as well. So please let them see. Do a special talk and just ask them to be there. We'll have some food.
Dr. Judith Gomez and you.
She is a professor over the community center at CUNY School of Medicine.
Okay.
She's really interested in the presentation.
Okay, I think I covered all committees. We'll go on.
Not uniform, please.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see you. Line of sight. Yeah, sorry.
Real quick, 30th precinct was there at our meeting. They did announce that, in comparison to last year, we've been a 30% decrease in crime overall. They did make a big fuss on, I don't know if you guys have noticed, in our area that these white vans, they claim to sell vapes. And they made a bust, now almost 2 weeks ago, but they made a bust and the amount of contraband that they kind of found was 2 times this table. This cup, Joyce could probably elaborate more, and we probably saw her picture as well. But a lot of the contraband that was found was marketed to kids. So it's packaged kind of like candy. A lot of it was not just marijuana based drugs, it is all different types of illegal substances. So pretty scary stuff. I have pictures if you guys want to see it.
The gummies, the gummy things,
Yeah, edibles.
Edibles, yeah.
And more fentanyls in those, right?
That's some gummies, yes.
So they're targeting kids?
You might see them around, they're usually parked, a lot of times they're plugged into the link kiosks. For electricity, they're in white vans, I know there's one on Convent,
Just
one
one
on Amsterdam.
145th between Convent and Amsterdam, just sitting there.
This one was busted between 135th and 136th on block. But they've been, they move around.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's.
Yeah, and, okay, so the next thing was, we did have a presentation.
Now that you know what they look like, when we see them, we can drop it down.
Exactly,
Yes.
something, say something,
Yes.
thank you.
Definitely say so.
Yeah.
There was a presentation, by DVC and MTA, regarding the BX6. And this is what there is a small portion of the BX6 that goes through CB9. It goes from 155th and Edgecombe, St. Nick, all the way to 157 to Riverside Drive. So they are going to be doing, part of their mayor's initiative to try to make the buses more faster and efficient. They are going to be making some changes to the traffic, and to the roadways. There's going to be some, more traffic enforcement, we're told. There's gonna be a relocation of a bus stop, some sidewalk expansion. They're going to be storing some of the supplies for the project on between 153rd and 155th Street and Broadway. So if you are going southbound on Broadway, there is a lane that's kind of marked out, like where no one can really park or drive on. Right. That's where they're going to be staging a lot of the materials for the construction project.
That side of the cemetery over there?
Yes.
Okay, I'm in the right location, okay, keep going.
Yeah, so they're gonna put some traffic cameras in. Like I said, enforcement, there should be flaggers in the area. They're hoping to do most of the work, at nights and on the weekends. They're going to try to prevent closures if they can, but it's something that they wanted us to be aware of. We also had a presentation by Jennifer Bader from Harlem One Stop. She came by to give us like a district needs assessment. I'm not gonna repeat what Michael said, but there are some things that kind of highlight for us, on answer that within our district, there's 442 businesses. Currently, there's 79 vacancies in terms of storefronts that were once filled and now are empty. 26% of those vacancies are in Amsterdam now. She said that, let's see here, there's, a lot of the merchants are complaining about low foot traffic, safety at night, conditions on the sidewalk, the illegal vending. On the consumer side, the merchants also need help with marketing and financing. On the consumer side, consumers seem to want more restaurants and bars in the area, more community events outdoors, and opportunities to connect with businesses. That came out of that soon. She's gonna be sending the presentation, I think, to Rita. She had it over.
She sent it over to us yesterday, so we just forwarded it to you.
Said that should reach out to you.
We also had a presentation by a gentleman by the name of Kevin Machara. He's from Families for Safe Streets, and he spoke about a slow zone proposal in CB9. This is to reduce the speed limit within CB9 from 25 miles an hour to 20 miles an hour. So he talked about doing that. And I know recently we got a letter from the Manhattan Borough Commissioner of DOT, Danielle Zuckerman. And she proposed, they are going to be changing the speed limit on certain streets to 15 miles an hour that are adjacent to school zones. So, Victor had me kind of look up all the schools in the district. And we're going to add some more, we're gonna ask them to add some more of these, zones where speed should be slowed down. We'll also ask them to think about other alternatives, so signage, speed bumps, anything to make cars kind of go a little slower, especially when schools do so. Let's see what else we had. We did have a lively discussion, which we had to put to a halt, about Patrick's on the Hill. We had gotten complaints from the there. You know, and I think Detective Lewis was on earlier, but maybe
She was, she left.
So, the 26th precinct has looked into the complaints. Based on what they're saying is that the meter that they use to measure sustained volume, right, falls within the allowable parameter. Now, in this particular case, the allowable parameter is 70 decibels. To kind of give you a sense of what 70 decibels is like, if you've ever been in the subway station and kind of heard the train going by or when it goes by here, that's 70 decibels. Yeah,
That's the city regulations.
wow, yeah. So,
It's supposed to go slow.
yes, so most of the quality of life complaints have come after 10 o'clock, after the 10 o'clock hour. The 26th precinct shows up, they do their measurements, and they use their, you know, the meters that they're sanctioned to use. There's also the city gives you an app to do it. And there seems to be a mismatch between what the tenants have on the app and what the 26th precinct uses. So it still seems, it's an issue. And it seems like the main issue is that the landlords, there seems to be a lot of distrust between the tenants in the building and the landlord and the business itself. So there needs to be some mediation there. Because it seems like it's just in a vicious cycle of people calling, complaining, or police goes out. They find that it's within the legal levels. And then it just happens over and over and over.
So to Sullivan, just a quick footnote to that. The tenants association has engaged an attorney. The matters go to housing court, is where it belongs.
Yeah. Thank you. The last thing is, there was a letter of recommendation, that we're putting together, so the kids school here, that's right here adjacent to the MCB9 offices on 133rd, they would like to have kind of open streets during rush hour. So April kind of put together a meeting, between DOT, MTA, the school, and CB9 and NYPD, and they all came out here last Friday at 3 o'clock to kind of just check out what was going on. And I think the overall consensus was that something had to be done. It looks like they may consider doing, maybe not closing the street, but maybe turning this into a one-way going forward. So it's something that we're asking them to look into. One of the things the school kind of told us is the reason there's a lot of double parking, triple parking, is because the educators have nowhere to park. And they would like it, if it's possible, for the Columbia University to open up the fairway lot for public parking.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And Solomon, is there a caveat on that, making this a one-way? Is it during rush hours? Is what I thought I might have read.
Well.
In the morning and afternoon?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but that street is the major street for the buses to get back and forth.
There's two points of egress for the buses. It's on this side and on that side. So they could use the other side.
Yeah.
And in an emergency, if they needed to, they could. But they have multiple entrance points.
They could come on the bottom street altogether, but to know that this street is what they use, as though that school wasn't there.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Okay.
All right, you had.
I did.
Yeah.
That's time.
Going to our action items, I believe I covered all. First action item is letter of support grant application of revitalization of the East Gym and Northern TF 125. And I actually,
It's a ratification.
Okay,
And that was YEL. It was passed, the letter went out, so we just have to bring it before the full board.
okay. You had a question?
Not about this action item, there was a resolution, it's not specifically from the health committee, but I was wondering if it would be possible for me to like submit it to the floor. Or is what the process?
So that would be under, new business, if we didn't amend the agenda.
Next is the.
Wait, so are we, I motion for unanimous consent back on the.
Which one?
Now, I get the letter about the gym,
Right.
that's 125.
That's all I asked. Oh.
That's a ratification
Second month for unanimous.
Wait, both of them,
So-
the first one,
Item one,
right,
okay,
it's from Jim.
yes.
So there was a.
Unanimous consent on the first one, someone, yes,
Second?
second, okay, any abstentions, disagrees? Nothing.
Doesn't matter.
Next, so it passes, next item two. Open streets,
Yeah, Ms. Consent?
second,
To know for me.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Where is this? We got, I don't know. All right.
So now we have to do a roll call.
Action item number 2.
Right.
Okay. Joyce?
Yes. It already went.
I'm sorry.
That already went out. So it's just to move the forward to general board. So the team is saying don't move it to general board. Is that what we're
so
doing?
we're gonna vote to see if it goes to.
Okay, Walter, this is
Yes.
action number 2.
Yes,
Yes?
yes.
Thank you. Cameron?
Yeah.
And we face up the way. Victor?
Yes.
John Martin?
Yeah.
And it was like, both of these were already gone.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
So should I continue?
In mail at the phone. Because you're saying. What has to do with it?
So let me explain number 2. For the application that the kids school put in for the open streets. That had to be in by March 31st. April had emailed the exec board to get the permission to send a letter of support for the application. So officially DOT gets that application and then they take it under consideration. With that application, where we've put in some alternatives where this would be a one-way during the rush hours in the morning and at night, or in the evening, or afternoon, I should say, on the weekdays. So that's part of that letter, the letter's attached. So the ratification means that we've already sent the formal application to DOT because that was due March 31st.
Yes, but wasn't there an email that went out to us?
Yes, right.
And didn't we vote on this last month?
Yes.
Yes.
So for the record, we have to let the full board know that we acted on behalf of them. So it's just a matter of formality. That's all. We're not voting on it anymore. It's already gone out. So Mateen is just reiterating, he voted no, and we have a record of that. Although he voted no, it still passed.
Okay, thank you, I got it.
So we could go on past this,
Right.
then we're going on to the next meeting.
Okay, so.
Item 3,
Right.
That's echo that.
That's
Hudson River Community.
Right. Right, so that's unanimous consent, right?
No.
Oh, is it? Is there a no?
No.
so,
I don't know what they're doing.
Our committee
What do they do?
voted on it,
and
and it's unanimous.
passed,
It
and you're,
passed, yes, it
so
is.
now it's there.
Passed unanimously in your committee.
Correct.
Wait, we talk about number three?
Three,
Number
right.
three, yeah.
So everybody read it, or you can explain it what it is?
Michael explained it.
Yeah, Mike already talked about it.
Okay.
This is the Hudson.
Hudson River.
Sailing community that is in Dykeman. Right now, it looks like Dykeman. Piers, they want to move to West Harlem Piers, we're just
Unanimous
offering
consent.
a letter of support.
Exactly, yeah.
But I think it was temporary, I hope it remains temporary. Cause it was supposed to be till they fixed the, supposed to go back,
That was how they first introduced it to us.
yes.
The reason I think that
They
the
want
economic development has unanimously voted to
Keep it,
to bring them here is for economic development of the pier.
And keep it there. That's what we're saying, keep it.
and
there.
keep it there.
That's
And I
what we
want to
see.
know what
They
they're
have the
doing,
place for us.
what are
Right.
they doing there and where? You know, I'm just the one person that built it, so I kinda wanna know, you know.
Historical insights for the West Harlem Piers area. We got an email from this Savannah Bailey
Okay.
talking about a big budget that was provided and no work having been done. That thing.
Oh, that was the
You
pair,
have to ask her.
that's the pair, what's the name, put in. They never did it where the people were,
The kayak launch.
The kayak,
I would know, no, I wonder where they were supposed to do the rowboat.
that's
That's
kayak.
kayak. But we never did it, but I don't think that money's even there anymore.
I can't answer that,
Right, yeah.
but we can have, oh, just make a note.
Miss Marina can give you,
No, Ms. Rita can't.
okay, all right,
Economic development check. Your assignment,
all right.
find out, whoever it is, what's going on.
And just make sure you're racist, because I'm the reason it's there.
Yeah, we'll.
I don't think we have to get over involved.
So I'm sorry, we're not doing for action item 3, there's no vote being taken.
On,
Action item 3, Hudson River.
yes.
Okay.
I heard you.
Was it
Unanimous consent. Yeah.
Okay.
Any disagreement with that? Anyone? No? Objections? So.
We move
Pass.
forward to the general board,
Correct.
yes, thank you. Letter of support regarding 27 Hamilton Terrace.
We already did that.
We voted on that.
We did?
Yeah,
At the beginning.
we said unanimous consent.
Right, so that will move forward and you'll have a letter, between for
Okay.
the general board. Right.
Can you have it to me by Tuesday? We wanna
But
take-
for the record, it was sold in 2025 for 2.8, Sherry Shepherd.
That's a deal for that whole building? Wow.
All right, item number 5. Where's that coming out of? UST?
Yes.
Yes, this is I believe the letter was included. In the package. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if the package.
And it will be amended
It's in the
in
packet.
additional schools.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's before the SLA item.
Yeah, the last.
Okay. Addressed to Commissioner Zuckerman.
So.
Oh, you know what's not included? Was the original letter from Commissioner Zuckerman. Or my, oh no, it's there,
Wait, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it, am I missing something?
Has no header.
Oh, there it is.
Daniel Zuckerman.
Yes, Daniel, yes, got it, thank you.
So asking that PS 153
Be added.
be added to it, right?
Yeah, there in the original letter from Ms. Zuckerman, I think there are about 4 different schools.
3 other schools, there's 3, yeah. This would be 4 if it's approved.
All right.
Unanimous
So,
consent.
Second.
okay, unanimous consent,
Second.
any abstentions or no's? I just wanna make sure.
So that's great, thank you. Thanks, Alan, for the food.
The rest of SLA.
Okay. Back to Solomon.
Yeah, The first three, 6, 7, and 8, item 6, 7, and 8.
Yes.
Renewal license applications. No violations found for all these establishments. And the NYPD, do not have any issue.
That's
Number
good.
6 and number 8 are in the 30th precinct. Number 7 in the 26th.
Unanimous consent to all if possible.
Second.
And 9 and 10 are corporate change applications. What that means is that the principals, the owners are changing.
So we could put all 3 or 5 together, or we do it 3 and 2.
You know, technically, the corporate changes are not renewal liquor licenses, but they have to disclose when a principal owner changes to the board.
So
Unanimous consent to all.
6, 7, and 8, said now is consent, right, second. And then on the change of 9 and 10.
Unanimous consent.
Great. Alrighty, new business.
Yeah, so this, it's like a proposed resolution, folks might recall at the last general board meeting. I don't remember the name of who brought it up, but they essentially mentioned that there was a bill that was going before the city council that would propose buffer zones against protests, around. And this was essentially a failed attempt to suppress legal constitutional protests, specifically around, genocide in Palestine. Because, a lot of these houses of worship were being used for land sales in Gaza. And so folks were legitimately protesting this, and so this is essentially the broad expansion of NYPD powers to declare a buffer zone and criminalize legal protests. There are already mechanisms to, prevent folks from, doing violent or unruly protests, but this was an expansion, unregulated expansion of the authority of the NYPD to criminalize protests that should be constitutionally protected. And so wrote this resolution, essentially, so those bills passed, just FYI, those bills passed city council. Everyone who you're thinking of who represents this district voted for these bills.
Oh, wow.
And so what this resolution is, to state our opposition as a community to these bills. It's still it's scheduled to go before the mayor. It would require his signature to be enacted into law. And so it's to sort of state the opposition of this community to these bills, say that what we should be doing is enforcing the existing law, while protecting, the right of folks to protest, protecting folks who are like in legitimate threat of harm, but not criminalizing protests and not creating a chilling environment where legal protests are being discouraged because of the threat of a buffer zone being placed around legitimate protests against what are war crimes and genocide. So that's the gist of it. I can read out the text of it if folks want to get into it, but.
When is it going to the mayor?
So after a bill is passed the city council, essentially, I believe the mayor has 30 days with which to sign it, veto it, or, civil.
And it passes, what's the next step?
So the next step would be to send our resolution to the mayor.
The mayor
yeah.
and to the borough president and.
To the mayor, to the board, to the city council speaker, and to also.
But what about the other
members.
community boards? Cameron, what about the other community boards? They're not involved in this? It's just us?
Listen, I'm busy.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that. I'm saying, this should not only be one district doing it.
I mean, I think that,
Well, we've always.
I think the mayor is generally opposed to this legislation.
Very good.
But I think what we need to do is sort of, express publicly opposition from communities, if he's, hearing more from, local communities that are in support of this legislation, than he's hearing from communities who are opposed. I think what this does is give him political cover to veto this without being called anti-Semitic, essentially.
And I think that was Lydia who brought this.
Yeah, it was,
Lydia Gerson.
So, and just to be 100% clear, many organizations, New York's Civil Liberties Union, Jewish Voices for Peace are all opposed to this legislation. This is not like an anti-Semitic, whatever. This is like a.
And so long as the reso is our adamant opposition.
Adamant opposition.
Okay.
Yeah.
And our members, our representatives should know that, especially if they agree to that, I mean, that's.
But right now, at least you have.
Right.
something that's not
I don't
conflict,
think- I don't
and
think
vote
they don't
to-
have a
they should bring it
choice.
before the general.
This way.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now, it's voting.
Unanimous.
This is a resol.
Yeah.
Can you give me the title?
So this is resolution, in opposition to intro, basically the buffer zone bills. In opposition to the buffer zone bills as unconstitutional restrictions on free speech, assembly and rights of protest.
Did you get all that?
I just agree.
Second.
Unanimous?
Yeah.
Unanimous?
Second, yes.
All right, and I'll send that to you.
Thank you, Cameron.
Thank you, Andy.
Yes.
Any disagreements on that? Okay,
So Christina and Cameron, I need both of your action items by Tuesday.
absolutely. We'll have it in 4 minutes.
Thank you. Oh, I know, okay.
Any other new business? Any old? Yes.
I don't, this is so important. Is this something that we can send to the elected officials, but also to the other community boards as well? Send to them.
We can definitely, you know, it might
Just
not,
an email, and like, this is important, bring it up at your next meeting.
yeah,
Let,
so
you
I
know,
mean,
get the word out.
once this passes this, I feel like, I don't know if you'd be able to send like a notice to them.
To everyone, yeah.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. This is important.
And I can bring it up at my meeting next week.
Yeah, I was gonna say next
Right.
Thursday,
Or
right?
next Thursday, I mean, but
They'll
all.
come
Which
together.
perfect, and have the letter in with you.
Yeah.
Another effort to rescind our person.
Needs to make a little
Chip it away, chip it away.
in
Bulldoze.
the other board, the committee like his. So it hits like this.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do. We used to make it hit like this, two committees.
At the same time, you're saying,
Whatever the issue was,
right,
yes.
well, I'll bring it up to the chairs as well for each,
Right, yeah.
each board.
Yeah.
And then if we all do one. They get the message, but I would like as.
But see, what the other ones writing or we're writing, everybody needs to, so it starts with the committee and then you guys close it up.
Gotcha. Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Cameron, thank you for documenting it.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
100%.
See, we used to, chairs, we used to be every Sunday.
It's done.
Sure, just wanted to bring to your attention, City College seems to have modified their gate structures outside of their campus on concourse. So now there's like a corral you have to go through
So that,
between 140th and 136th.
yeah,
On Convent and on Amsterdam, so they're on both sides now.
okay, I saw it convent. I'm gonna bring it up with the provost.
It's on Amsterdam too, right, Chris?
It's just uncommon, but it both ends.
Right.
On
Yeah,
both
I
ends.
didn't see anything on Amsterdam, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'll bring that up.
Yeah, so now like they're forcing people to go through this
Yeah,
narrow gated passageway, which is not ADA compliant at all.
it's not, I mean, if they have a protest, those things can be swung out quickly and blocked. So until then, you can keep them against the wall if they want to do that. Rather than have it look.
Yeah, I know you need, I know you need.
Authorized to close the door.
Yeah.
That's what we just talked about a resolution.
It's a public hearing.
The calendars are in your packet for May and June, if you can review them and confirm your meetings. And
Yes,
also. Yes, it is.
It's a holiday, you didn't know?
The 3O is hosting a Meet the New Commanding Officer on the 25th. And it's at PS or IS 210 on 52nd Street. Gymnasium.
152nd.
Yeah, 152nd.
Thank you.
I said 152nd. So, it's included in your package.
Those are the freshmen.
Freshman. It's also
Oh,
about you.
oh, really?
Hosted by you, your group.
City Council.
Right, that's you.
Yeah.
In my mind.
But we gonna hold you responsible, Joy.
She's still.
We gonna hold you responsible. Don't hold you responsible.
Any old business?
You.
Oh, boy.
Got you. Got me last time.
You are.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. See? See?
All right, all right.
We coming for you.
What are you guys talking about? Oh.
Jealous. Jealous.
Oh, quick announcement.
So the meeting with the commanding officer is not just a meeting, it's just for us to decide to dialogue and find out what we can do to make our community safer.
Is that for the regular 30th Street meeting on the fourth Thursday?
On the.
The fourth Thursday?
No,
There's something different.
It's
Okay. Okay.
So it's for social.
Reading is fundamental.
Yeah, that's about what